Hello, Dilshad. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay, so Dilshad, could you please introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Dilshad. Right, I am from Sri Lanka, and thank you for to give me this opportunity. And before I am starting, and may I know some kind of jobs details about this job? So, what is the position I'm interviewing and all?
Yeah, I mentioned you. It will be a assistant manager, HR position, HR assistant manager position, and it will be
Okay,
located at Singapore. Okay, and it's a
okay,
shipbuilding company.
okay. That's fine. So thank you for giving me this opportunity, and I was so excited to see this job opening,
Hmm.
and I feel I'm very confident that I have very extensive of years of experience and qualifications and skills, and which I believe is a good fit for these positions. But I am currently working as a HR, which is a head of HR level. So if I have been shortlisted to the next level, I would be glad. So if I would consider not for the assistant manager HR, and it will be great for me. The designation should be considered for a HR manager. So I strongly believe that I have experience and knowledge and skills and background what you are looking for this post.
Hmm.
I'm a very dedicated and experienced and results oriented and especially a very passionate and HR person.
Hmm.
I have over 20 years of working experience, and out of 20 years, I have a 19 years of experience in HR. I have a experience in HR in a different operation and industry. For example, I have a experience in manufacturing and apparel and the hotel sector and FMCG and maintenance with a local and overseas. What I would like to say, I have a more than a 14 years of manager's experience, and I strive to get the results and maintain a high standard of uh, and the pocket well values always. And I possess a Master of Business Administration. I am a MBA qualified, and I am specialized with international HR and management, and I have done my MBA with the Cardiff Metropolitan University, and I have a HR certificate in Cornell University in New York, USA.
Hmm.
Other than my experience, and I have excellent skills like very effective communication skills and coordinations and monitoring and decision making. I'm a very strong decision maker and good problem solving. And then I have a skills for the mass recruitment and pre-opening and project management and post-COVID work arrangements, and I'm a very data analytic person. Now, currently, I'm attached with Cinnamon Hotels and Resorts, which is one of the #1 company in Sri Lanka. I have overall 19 years of experience in HR. So the key highlight is I worked in overseas around about 7 years, where I have started my career as a HR officer, and then I have moved to the another company as a HR and administration officer. Then I back to Sri Lanka, and since I newly married, and then I decided not to go back to Sri Lanka, overseas. Uh, I work with the UN organizations over nearly 7 years. I worked as office manager where I handle all the HR and administration process. Then I worked with the Brandix. Brandix is a Sri Lanka's #1 apparel company, where I have oversaw in managing more than 4,500 workforce HR operations. I worked as in the Brandix as a head of HR, and which is biggest factory in Sri Lanka. And I have supervised more than 22 HR associates and including 2 assistant manager and 2 senior executives. I have involved and I have recruited and trained more than 4,500 workforce. It was a very mass recruitment campaign, and it is a 15 hours a day and 6 days per week, and the best workers ratio manufacturing company in Sri Lanka. Currently, I am attached with John Keels, which is one of the #1 company in Sri Lanka. And nearly 3 years, I am working as a head of HR manager. And my challenge was to helping to the ICC operations, to the health service. And we have turned to the hotel operation within 7 days, more than 140 rooms as ICC facilities. My current milestone I have achieved, I have recruited within a 3 month of time more than 140 qualified and good quality staff. And the Joel Keels, I have been assigned as a target to increase the female associates. So when I have started, it was 8% of females. Now we have achieved more than a 35% of female. Other than that one, I am married. I have 3 kids. I am very passionate and outgoing persons. I am enjoying reading and enjoying with social media. That is all about me.
Okay, very good, Dirsha. It was a very nice introduction. So I would like to ask you questions. What experience do you have with cost reduction efforts? Do you have any?
Sorry, what you said? What experience I have
in cost reduction?
Yes, yeah, that's good one. When I have started for the cost reductions, and we have a newly brought up a strategy we call as a zero manning plan. And when I have started now my present workplace, it was 450 workforce. And as you are aware that, and then even all the Asian countries are infected with the COVID. And then it was a huge challenge as a HR manager. I have been told by the management, we have to reduce the manpower, and then cost reduction is a good example and good experience, the COVID. So we have worked, actually we have closed our few operations, and I have been assigned to identify the best talent. And actually the operation was shut down for a few months when the COVID was a very peak. So I have identified and we have cut down the cost, same like, so where some of the, except the employee engagement, the budget allocations. So in the wastage, we have identified where is the leakage and where is the wastage. And then we have minimized the working environment and then accommodation cost. And then we have minimized the staff meal cost, and then we have reduced the staff uniform, and we have housekeeping and laundry services. So there are many ways I help to the management team to reduce the cost. And currently the 450 plus cadre, now we are currently running with 243 staff members. And so we are still planning to reduce, since is a good example, since currently the Sri Lanka is having a problem in the economic issues, and then the bad situation in the COVID. So I have a huge experience, and the recent experience actually I would like to highlight in the cost reductions and reducing the manpower. And then we have reduced the manpower cost, and we cut down some of the unnecessary payroll cost.
So what do you mean by unnecessary payroll cost? Would you please clarify this thing?
Yes, unnecessary mean, when the company made a profit, and then company, it was a good shape, of course, before the COVID. And then when the COVID hit to the Sri Lanka, and of course in your country, Bangladesh, and all the Asian countries. So we have identified, so we have given some kind of extra meals to the staff, and then we have gave the laundry facilities to the staff members, and we have gave the housekeeping facilities to the staff members, and then extra allowances. So unnecessary, so there was some kind of staff got the transport allowances. So due to the COVID, we cut down the transport allowances, even though we have cut 5% of executives salaries, and then some kind of the extra allowances, and some of the top level people, they got the the fuel allowances. So those we have strategically we have worked, and we have cut down, and especially the staff accommodation, we ask the staff to work at home, and then rather they are coming to the offices, and the office expenses, sometimes the staff will use the electricity, the ACs, the minimum manpower. So those are the things we have reduced.
Okay, very good. Okay, so right now you are maintaining, how many team members you are leading right now?
The team members, you mean my HR team members?
Yes, yes.
Currently, the current workplace, I have 13 team members, and including myself as a HR head, and then under me there's a people service manager. So he's in the executive level, and there is a HR assistant, and then there is a HR trainee and one intern. And other than that one, I am responsible for the managing the back office supervisor, so who is directly reporting to me, and under him there is a 4 back office helpers, and then 2 drivers. So it was 4 drivers, for example. So when I'm responding your previous one, we had 4 drivers. It was before previously the shift wise. So we have identified. So actually, the 4 drivers are unnecessary. So we can manage with the 2 drivers to give them so the rosters. So that is also some kind of a cost reduction in the manpower. I'm just adding to your previous one. And under me is currently working 13 team members. And then my previous place where I worked in Brandix, it was a huge operation. So under me, it was more than 25 HR members. As I mentioned earlier, 22 HR associates, and 2 assistant manager, and 2 senior executives.
Okay, Dilshad. So how do you ensure members of a team you are leading right now work together as a unit and also cooperate with you on the project?
Yeah, you mean cooperate with me with the process?
Yeah, how do you ensure that your team members are working together in a particular unit, or how they are actually cooperating you on the project?
Yes, I am actually, Hussein, I am a very good team player. And wherever I worked and I go, I develop my subordinate. And my previous, that is as a HR manager, that is my satisfaction. So I would like to say this is some kind of extra. And wherever I go, I develop and I empowered, and I given a proper directions and guidance to my staff members. I'm a very people-oriented person, and then I'm a very effective communicator. So how I'm getting the work is done. I am an effective follow-up person. I am always following up with my team members, and they have given a KPIs and objective to achieve. I have my own to-do list, and there is a KPI dashboard in my HR office. So what are the work I am assigned? I am effectively following up my team members. But before I am assigning any job, I'm always giving them a proper directions and how to achieve this target, how to work with this one, and what are the resources they would need for to achieve that the task. And I'm is really helping me to get the results from my teammate for effective follow-up. So I'm well organized person and effective follow-up person. So that make me a very easy to develop and work with my team members.
So have you handled conflicts within a project team you are leading?
You mean sorry, can you repeat me the
My question is, have you handled conflicts within your team member that you're leading?
Yeah, actually, in my current place, actually, I don't have a much, and there's nothing to highlight. There are within my team members. So within my HR team, are you referring only my HR team members or the overall workforce?
I'm talking about you team member actually. So
My team members, as you mentioned earlier, I'm a good team player. So since last 3 years, I'm attached with the current workplace. I have not come across any major or any major issues with my team members, because I'm a very good team player and I always motivated them, and I am very strong a decision maker. So whatever task they have assigned and they are doing it and they are following up, I really honestly I never came across any issues or any problems with my team members.
okay, okay, very good, very good. That is very good to know.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me properly, or I'm not?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Yes,
So, hello.
but there is some drop, but I am it's okay, can manageable. Don't worry.
Okay, I'm sorry for that if there is any drop from my side. Okay, so uh, can you tell me how do you stay compliant with the national level laws, industrial laws, social security? Have you ever experienced a misstep that resulted in regulatory issues? And how did you handle it, if there is any?
Yes, as I mentioned earlier, I have experience in different operations and different industry. I work with the manufacturing and apparel industry, and currently I'm attached with the hotel industry. And I work with the maintenance company, and I work with the FMCGs. So when I actually the health and safety and compliance are very important and part of the HR. When I worked in branding, my previous employer, so I am an overall responsible person to handle the compliance and health and safety. But in my current workplace, and there is a separate person to handle the health and safety. And since it's the hotel industry, there are separate person to handle the food safety and then all. But as HR manager of the workplace, I am overall responsible to make sure there is a proper workflow, and then legals, and then the for example, since I am now currently in Sri Lanka, so in Sri Lanka we have the labor law, we call as a Sri Lankan labor law. So it's my 100% my responsibility to ensure we are following a correct labor law, and I am always giving advice and guidance to my superiors. I am reporting to the general manager, and there is a resident manager, and there is a HODs, head of the department, there's executive teams. So as part of the senior team members, I am always giving a right advice. I'm very thorough with the international labor law and then local labor law, and I am very much, and I am also much interested. I'm very keen. Wherever I go, I always make sure the company where I work, they are following a correct and a proper labor law and then process.
Okay, okay, great. So, so how do you promote employer brand in your organization?
Yes, you. I always support as a HR business partner. So nowadays, the trend is changing, right? So I'm a HR business partner. So I have to support to the operations. The previous HR trend was HR like a, we call as a personal department. Like HR is doing only the clerical part and just recruitment and some kind of documentation and paperwork. But now the trend has changed, and you have to be as a main team player, and you have to be as a HR person. I have to be as a HR business partner. So I would like to call my second designation as a business partner. I am always helping to the organization to lift up and helping to promote our brand. And then I am actively involving with the CSR activities, and from the employee side, whatever the company makes decisions, and then the changes and new brand strategies. So I always promoting those things and supporting and lifting up the staff people, and to bring up, and I am helping to the operations, the financially, and then to help to the management team to achieve their target, and with minimum labor cost, and then reducing, as I mentioned earlier also, to reducing some the unwanted the cuts and everything. So I'm always supporting to the organization to achieve their goals and results.
Okay, so have you ever arranged any kind of what do I say, like campus recruitment or job fair, this kind of things?
Yes, yeah, I have a lot of experience, and as I mentioned you, when I started with the Brandix, that is one of the biggest apparel company in Sri Lanka. You can go to the Google and check. And when I started, I have started my career from the foundations. So it's my responsibility to recruit. It was 4,500 workforce, so two shift factory. So let's say if I want to hire a 4,000 employee, at least for one position for three people, I have involved with a mass recruitment campaign, and we have interviewed more than a 15,000. So Saturday, Sundays, and my off days, like let's say 24 into 7 every day, because I have involved with the mass recruitment, and we went to the we have done some lot of recruitment strategies. We went to the Sunday market, and we issued some leaflet, and we have contact the locals mosque, and then the temples and all, and we have contacted the university graduates who were passed out. We approached with the universities who were looking as the training opportunities, and then we have done some local recruitments, and we gave the opportunity for the local area peoples. And my current workplace also, the within a 3 month of period, I have recruited more than 145 staff members. So to recruit more than 45 staff members, it was a very, I have conducted the recruitment campaign, and we are approached with the training centers. There are local training centers, and there are VTA, we call as a vocational training centers, and there are universities, and we found a lot of graduate for the management training programs, and we have done the awareness session for the local female. So that is a strategy I used to recruit more female to our workforce. So I have a lot of experience in the recruitment campaign and then mass recruitment.
Okay, very good, Dilshad. So I hope you have conducted a lot of training, you have arranged a lot of training. But my question is, how do you ensure the effectiveness of a training program? Do you use any tools, or how do you actually measure the effectiveness of any training program?
Yes, training as a HR managers, that is also my part of my job responsibility. So the effective tools, we have a separate TNT and rating manager, which is they also part of the HR department. I personally believe and training is a very important, and that is to build to make staff. If you want to get more productivity, we need to give enough training, exposure trainings, on the job trainings, and then off the job trainings to the workforce. The tools what we have is we have implemented many training programs. So let's see, if you want to promote one guy from staff level to supervisory level, we call as a different training program. We call as a MEP. So we have another program is a TAP. So we call another program is a lead. So it will take time if I am going to describe what is the MEP and TAP. So those are the training programs. So which we have used to assess for if there is any vacancies, like let's say, for example, there is a supervisory level vacancy in my workplace, and we are first considering to the internal candidate to fill that vacancy. But to fill that vacancy as a supervisor, we are giving a more training to be as a supervisor. So we used many tools. I mean, the training and development programs we call as a different names, right? So we call as a cinnamon brand ambassador program, and then there is a MEP program, so executive level training programs, and then we used as a staff level to next level training programs. The main tool we have also we used as a exams. So we have some kind of so some kind of general knowledge, and then IQ test exam papers to identify the correct person for the training program. So those are the training tools we use to develop our staff members.
Okay. Okay. So now tell me about the performance management. How do you manage the performance management system of your organization?
You mean the performance management?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have a very effective performance management. So as HR manager of the property, is my responsible to make sure. So just recently we have completed in our performance management cycles end by April. So that is the financial year. So we have to make sure 100% of all the staff members are reviewed. We have a different system of performance management. Where I worked in every organization where I worked, I have involved with the performance management. I think I have experience of more than 15 years of experience to handle the performance management, especially align the company performance management to process with the overall business and people goals, right? And I have implemented and sustained a uniformity performance management structure to evaluate of employees productive basis. We have a different performance management in my current workplace. We call as a non-executive level. Non-executive level, we have objectives. So how do we call as a rating? For example, I will make it short. The staff, they need to give their self-rating, and then there will be a supervisor rating, and then we call as a career committee. So after supervisor rating and then staff rating, the career committee review, we are reviewing each and every employees, whether this guy is achieved his objectives, the employee self-rating is justified, and supervisor rating is very fair. And finally, the career committee, we are coming to the conclusion with a rating. Sometimes the supervisor will be overrated then. Sometimes the staff will be underestimated. So, but we call as a career committee. So my current workplace, we after the performance systems, we call as a career committee. We are finalizing the performance rating.
Who are the members of this career committee?
The career committee, and definitely there will be a general manager of the workplace, and then business unit, and then the career committee, there will be a representative from the head office, HR, and then the business unit HR manager and his immediate supervisor, and the third party observer also we are keeping. Let's say there will be a third party observer to make sure the fairness, the rating, performance rating has been given to the right employee. We have a system we call as a hive system. The currently we use as a hive. There is objective. We have to set up the objectives, and we have a mid-year review. Every year there's a mid-year. In October, there will be a mid-year review. So we call as a then year-end review. So it's very easy system what we are currently using. And your each and every objective, you have to give your self-rating, and you have to describe a little bit what you have achieved and what are the challenges you faced. So it is an extra milestone work you have done. So everything that you have to give. Then supervisor need to give his own rating in the system, and supervisor will put his comments. And then after that, if you click, and it will be go to the for the final career committee review.
Okay, so who determined your KPI?
My KPIs, I have actually as a HR, I have a 2 the functional. I am directly reporting currently the business unit general manager, and I have a dotted line responsibility since is HR and finance. There is a dotted line functional head in the corporate office. So I have, let's say I have 2 bosses. I'm reporting to the corporate head of HR and plus the business unit general manager. My objectives are shared by the general managers.
Okay, so what was your KPI in last year?
My main KPI, it was, the mainly the recruitment and selections, and then I have to the another KPI was to staff turnover. Of course, as HR manager is my one of the KPI for the staff turnover, and my one other KPI is the payroll cost. So let's say if it's the annual plan, if you have a budget for a 5 million.
So are you talking about the KPIs of last year? Are you talking? Or
yes.
question is, what was your KPI in the last year? So you're talking about your KPI in the last year. So have you achieved all the KPIs you are talking about, or?
Yes, I have achieved my last year rating. It was 4, and my current rating was 5. The 5 is the most number 1 rating. And then last year I worked with a different business unit. I got the rating is 4. The averagely is 90% of 95% of staff will get 3. 3 meaning the met you successfully you achieved your KPI. But if it's going anything above or extra milestone, you will get a 4. It we call as exceeded. And then if
so
it's
last
5,
year your KPI was 4, right? So you have,
yes, and this year since I supported to the ICC operations, that's the extra mile, and then since I have supported to the mass recruitment, and then staff retention is very low, and then the IR, the employees, the very peaceful business unit. There was a very there is a last year there was a no any labor issues, and there is a no any the labor court case filed against the company, and then the very effective disciplinary action I have taken. So therefore we have a very peaceful comparing with my previous HR manager and me. So there is a massive change. So therefore I got the highest rating at this time.
Okay, Dilshad. Thank you so much for your time. It was really a nice discussion, and I was really enjoying. So I wish you a very good luck for the second round of the interview. Okay, so
okay,
take care for now.
Right. So what will be the next process? This company is located in Singapore.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
fine.
Yes, please continue.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you so much, Hussein, for conducting me.
Mm.
And from you are from Bangladesh, right? You are currently in.
Yeah. I'm actually a freelance recruiter. So basically, this is one of my project. Okay. So I will just
Are
forward
you
this.
are you doing the recruitment consultancy,
Yes,
or
yes,
you are headhunter? Okay,
yes. I am a recruitment consultant. Yes. So
okay,
this is one of my projects. Okay. So I wish you a very good luck. This recording will be forwarded to the company. Okay. And he will
okay.
contact you if you are shortlisted. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much taking your time, and it's too late in already in Sri Lanka. So I had a very hectic day today, and it was a very hectic, and there's a few meetings and all, and almost right the day is nearly to end. And I hope I have gave a proper answer what you have asked, and thank you so much for connecting. And I would please to review my applications, and please feel free to contact me if you want you want to speak with me anything further.
Okay. No problem. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dilshad. Take care.
So you will be update me what is the next process,
No,
or whether I have been
I will not
selected.
update you. The company will directly, company representative will update you directly. If you're shortlisted, they'll contact you. I have already shared your LinkedIn profile with them. So
Okay,
they will contact you directly. Okay.
right, that's fine.
Okay. Take care, Dilshad. Bye.
Okay, thank you, good night.
Good night.